Hello, thanks for coming back to me. I've just noticed I was scrubbing my hair, looks a bit never mind. Thanks for coming back to me to see what's happening with Dolly. So we ended up, you left me, or I left you, I'm going to do, I put a little bit stronger paint into them too, because that one was the ones that I'd done. And I was just working on this one and I went a little wrong, so I've always said wet one's fine. And I just put a little bit more stronger paint and I just put a bit of glitter. So there we are. And this one I'm going to make into the mummy one. So I just wanted to get the eyes right because I could put some eyelashes. I thought that'd be sweet. So here we go. So get back to my eyeliner again. Right, my trusty eyeliner. There we go. And I shall get it out. It's always hard to hold. Hold eyeliner. There she goes. So she's got a little bug out hair. Little bug hair. Well, I suppose it's hair. Don't know. You know, a little eyes, and a little mouth. Now, at the moment, that's all still wet, so I'm going to leave that and I'll come back to that. But now I think we're getting to our lovely flowers to make it all lovely. So, flowers. I wish I could hear you asking me what colours to do, but I'm just going to have to guess. And I think that maybe I'll do some blue flowers today, because I'd like to give her, when I do the face paint on a little girl, I think I'd like to give them some blue lipstick like I've got. So I'm going to do some blue flowers. I think it would be pretty. So I should get my blue palette. I could get a nice, right, excuse me, I'll get my blue palette. And my white. Clown white, because I like it. It's very thick and it's nice. And especially on the dollies, it just pops out. I should get a lovely brush and I should do some nice little, as I said before, they're just fantasy flowers. They're not, you know, perfect, you know, some horticulturist, oh, I'm probably saying that wrong, but anyway, yeah, they're just fancy flowers. But any do flowers any way you want to do. Generally, like I've showed you before, do the little press your brush down and you just get like a sort of a look of a flower, of a petal of a flower. Or any way you want to do it, you know, nothing has to be perfect. I've said this before, you know, like I say, I just do it because I really enjoy it. So I'm just going to do some little blue flowers, just with little, you know, sorry, like that, just pressing down, making flowers. And I'm going to make them so they look sort of sideways. So you just got them like that. So your flower will be like that all round, but this flower will just have its sideways, so it's kind of sideways like that. There we go. So I'm patting, so I'm moving it around, patting it, bringing it out, fanning it out. So you see what I mean, like fanning it out. And then obviously I would, and one coming down here, and I would actually join them up in a minute, you know, join them up, do a little bit of extra work. You know, you can work on the flowers because, you know, it is really satisfying when you've worked on them and they do look pretty and they, you know, they've come to what you want it to be, you know, whatever you want it to be. So that's just there. And there you go. We've got some sort of fans. They don't look much at the moment, but, you know, it's like anything. You have to work on them a little bit. So that's the first part of it. I'll get another smaller brush. Again, another small brush. Looking in my small brushes, I should get some white, because with the blue flowers, yes, blue, but you know, you need to kind of do a little bit of extra just to make them pop out a little bit more. So if this is one colour blue, flowers are not really like that, but the fact that they are fancy flowers, like I've said, but you just want them to have a little bit of depth, a little bit of interest, you know, and it's just, you know, it's fun doing it as well. It's fun taking your time making it look pretty. There we go. So again, just doing the same thing, going the same way, but just with the lights. It's got a little bit of light and a little bit of dark. You're getting different colours. So I'm bringing that down there because that's the top. He's on the flower, that bee. He's on the flower, and his little stalk will come round in a minute. So there you go. Lovely. Get a little brush again. We've got to get into our green for our stem. This time I won't use the bright green, I'll use just the ordinary Jazzaroo palette green, because I wanted to, you know, have a little bit of change. You've got to have a little bit of difference, the stems, the leaves. It's nice to have different colour greens. You can mix them, I mean, you don't have to use different greens, just get your white and mix them into different ones. Get a bit yellow and make it, you know, you can mix it, so you don't have to go through the cost of buying all different greens, you know, just mix them for yourself. There you go. So that's going to link up to there. This is going to go a little stem here, because that's the stem that's coming down from there. So you're just linking it all up. It doesn't have to be perfect, like I said before, you know, just, you know, because it's fancy flowers, so it's not, you know, but just so it gives the look of a flower with some lovely leaves, your bees going around. I just think it's such a pretty idea. I hope you like it. I hope when I'm Saturday I'm doing a market, just doing some face painting in the area that I live in, and that's up in Norwood, and our hopefully all the little girls will like it, because I thought doing the bugs for the summertime, I thought would just be a little hit. I've always when I've done face paint, I've done little ideas, they've always loved it, you know, so hopefully they think this is a nice one as well. Hope you do too. So there's you go. So I'm getting there. That's a little bit thick, that stem, at the moment. I will get that back down again. It's like, if anything, if you do it wrong on a face, if you do it wrong on your jolly, you wash it off. If you do it wrong on a face, wet ones are fantastic, so that's not. So we're getting there. So I should carry on now. I should just go back to my bee and give her some nice eyelashes, I think. Make her look right. So that's Mummy Bee. So we got Daddy, Baby, and Mummy Bee. So Mummy Bee's gonna be a very glamorous bee, I think. And I think she's got, I try to, if I can, do a little blue lipstick on her, because that would be good, you know, just like we've got. I mean, how can you not like lipstick? So just get some eyelashes. Oh, she does look lovely. Slightly wet still, this paint, so I shall go back to this again, because it's slightly wet and I don't want to. And I've got to do the wings yet as well anyway, so I'll just show you what I've done so far, and you can see what I'm saying. Right, so just doing her. She's got some little eyelashes now. What I'll do is I'll go back to, because she's still slightly wet. I need my little brush again, give it a wash, go into my white and give their little wings a little paint now. So just a little bit of white on your brush, and that can go into your bees. So I just put it on the back of my hand to sort of mix it. That's fine. As I say, if it comes off, washes off, or comes off with a wet one, so it doesn't matter if I get painty. I'm always getting painty. I'm always painty or glittery. It's just the way I look. There we go. Just simple little, using the flat of your brush, just going. Of course, have you noticed that she's got a scarf with a bee in it? It's the same scarf as my lovely one with the dragonfly. So that was just a scarf and second hand. Have a look in there, it's wonderful. So yes, so I'm just flat on my brush, I'm just doing the bees' wings. So there we go. So a little bit more white now into my flower to make it. There we go. Just little soft dabs, just all soft dabs onto the brush. Just optional. There you go. Now this stem that I've done between the eyes a little bit wide for my liking. I did that a little bit wide, like I say, just wash it off. You know, so I'll try and sort of balance. I'll have to balance, young lady, over here just a second while I get my, because she's a doll and she's vinyl, she's not going to come off just washing. I need to get a little bit of my nail varnish remover to her to tidy her up. Right, there we go. So I'm just looking, so just tidy that little bit up, and then I can carry on with what I am doing. All I need to do now is just define the flowers, do the little lady bee, make her look a little bit more pretty, and then plenty of glitter, our usual plenty of glitter. You know how much I like my glitter, so I shall get that like that, and it will, there we go, it's all coming off. It's just because she's vinyl, I have to get off nail brush remover. So there we go, so that's come off, and I can do that again. Right then, get my trusty eyeliner again, and I would just do a little bit of outlining. So with the leaves, so that goes like that, just a little piece there, joining. You can do that any colour you want to. I do it black because it's got a little bit of a dramatic look to it, but it doesn't have to be black. You know, obviously you can do it the colour it would be, so it would be green or whatever colour you want the stems to be. But I rather like the look of doing it black because I think that it just gives it a little bit more interest. And then I just do that, and I do that around there, and I do that. There you go. So there we go. There's our flowers. There's our bees. I've got to finish off now my lovely little girl, and I'll try to, if I can, because she's got such a tiny little mouth. I'd like to do some blue lipstick, because I'm sure, do you think bees like blue lipstick? I'm not sure about if they like blue lipstick, but I think it'd be nice, as she's mummy bee, and she likes to look pretty. And there's a little sun. So if you contact me, you can tell me what you want to call the bee family. What's the bee family's name? What's the mummy's name, and what is the little boy's and the dad's name? Can you let me know? That would be really great if you let me know. That would be fantastic. I mean, it doesn't have to be a little boy, it could be a little girl. So it's mummy and daddy, and there's a little baby bee. And which is that? Is he a boy or is he a girl? Let me know. Give me you know, write to me, write down below and tell me, give me a name. And then what I'll do is, when I do my face paint, I shall say to everybody, these bees are a family, and this bee is called this name, and this bee is called that name. And there I go. Daddy's got a nice smart haircut, and so has the little one. She's got a slightly more softer haircut, this one. So there we go. So there's all bees. Okay, so really all we've got to do now is do a little bit to the give her blue lipstick, and give our leaves a bit of definition. And I will do that with some paint. I will just get maybe a bit of blue mixed in with a bit of green, so it would notice. I just want a stronger sort of green, or a darker sort of green. I could use a little bit of black. Let me get into my little bit of black. I just use a little bit of eyeliner for this because I'm not going to use a lot. I just want to darken up my green, just so I can do some sort of stems of the leaves and give it a little bit of definition. So there we go. Over there. Lovely. Yes, Kate. I'll show, this is strong at the moment, and I will show you in a minute what I've done. This is too strong at the moment. I've got to sort of pat this in a bit better. So what I've done is, it looks a bit strange at the moment, but what I've done is got some blue and some black together. But what I do is I'll just pat it in so it looks, you know, you can see it's got some sort of, what's the word for it, sort of 3D effect in the sense that you'll put in some colour in on top of the other colour. So you've got one colour on top of another colour, and there's the leaves, and I will give them a little bit more definition in a minute, but I shall leave that as that. I like the leaf on top of her eye. I think that's pretty, but like I say, if it's a very young child and they're too wobbly, make it a little bit more simple, maybe 2 bees and just one little flower on its own. You know, me, I like to sort of go overboard. I just enjoy it so much. So there we go. So there's the bees. I'll try and give our lovely little lady bee some blue lipstick. So I think I'll have to mix that with a little bit of white to make it a little bit more bluer, lighter, because it's not going to show otherwise. So I'm looking for my white, of course, and I lose everything because it's holding Dolly and holding paints at the same time is not easy. And you can't see me. Hello, I'm back again. Right then, so a little bit of white. I'm going into my little bit of Schnazaroo white, going in to my blue, but just a tiny bit, back onto the little bit of white that I had on my hand. It's very handy, just using your hand as a palette. Right then, and then I'm going to, and what is clever is I've just